Now, there's a lot of dates there, and there'll be plenty of time to have more surprises to take you through everything. But you might want to know how Phase 6 ends. And there are two films that bring Phase 6 to a close.
Nothing to see here, please, disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
Hi, everybody. What's happening? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Tuesday, August 2nd. Hi. Oh, man. How's everybody doing? We good? How, did things happen today? I don't know. Seems like there's a lot of people here kind of want to talk about some shit. What's going on? Make sure you smash that like, thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing this shiza. If you want to join Film Junkee, hit the join button, become a member. We do members-only streams, post-show streams, usually on Wednesday. I don't know. Should we do one today? Possibly. There's a possibility that might happen. We'll see how I feel towards the end of this stream right now. And, of course, we got all the sock meds and the Patreon. Everything is down there. What is happening, everybody? Who is out there? God, you guys are talking up a storm. Oh, look at that. We know what that is.
Yeah, Second Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we got Jonathan right now. This is a very interesting news. Yes, it sure is. Let's see. Ray just tweeted. I didn't even see that. So we'll have to look and see what Ray tweeted. Hamado's apology. So, yeah, I have not seen if Ray Fisher tweeted. I did not see it yet. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that 2-hour stream. I don't know. We probably won't go that. Hey, what's going on, Steph? Nighthawk, how's it going? Bye-bye, Snyderverse. Get him! Get him! It's Lex Luthor right there, guys. He's saying bye-bye, Snyderverse. How dare he? Mr. Venom, good to see ya. So how's everybody? Yeah, how's everybody doing? Good? Should be a fun show. Definitely a fun show. What's going on? Stephanie, not Selena, Stephanie. Slow news day? Possibly, right? My God. Hello there. That's right. Good to see ya. All right, what we got here? Alakazoo, what's going on? Did something happen today? Possibly. I don't know. And so it begins. Hey, we got Nicotina here too. We got Chrissy. Hey, let's continue the music right here. There's a lot of you right here I got to get to. So let's continue. What's going on there? Andre, we got Clue. We got Mr. Anthony. Always good to see you. Niall, I want to say, if I'm saying that right, hopefully. Good to see you. We got Amelia Channel. Hi. We got Selena. We got Yendor. Blue Beetle gone next. We'll talk about that. What's going on, Jose? So it didn't have maybe becoming worse than Sony. Oh, man. Talk about interesting. Yes. What the hell's going on? Yeah. What the hell is going on? Restore the freaking Schumacher-verse. I like it. I kind of like that. I at least want to see the Schumacher cut. We don't need the universe, but the Schumacher cut. That's right. We got Marvel Minare here. Necessary sacrifices. Wow. This guy's talking. Okay. I don't know about necessary sacrifices. We'll talk about that. Do more magazines. There you go. And we got Kat right here. Good to see you, Kat. All right. We got Andrew right here. Crazy day, even though I've never been a fan of Keaton's Batman movies. How dare you, sir? Oh, we'll talk about all this stuff. What's up, darling? He's not playing Death of the Homodiverse. Man, death to some people's hard work and careers, too, by the way, right? Anyways, yeah. So we got all that, and yeah, crazy day. Let's see who else we got here. Jacob here for the David. Yeah, you know what? It's funny. That was planned for today for sure. We got Zed here too, of course. Hey, Hellenic boy, what is happening? All right, Rhea's here. All right, do what she says. Smash that like, thumbs up. That's good. We got Rosemary doing well. Yes, hopefully you're doing well as well. Craig, what's happening? All right, anybody else? Mo, we got Legend. All right, Lane's also here too. We got Shane, Mr. Sly. Slow news day, huh? Yeah, that joke never gets old. Hey, All right, we also got Eric also as well. Big issue with Batgirl was so Keaton. Yeah, we'll talk about all this stuff, of course. All right, that's pretty much. Hey, we got James. All right, anyways. We're good. We're good with all that. Thank you guys for showing up. Of course, yes, crazy what's happened today, of course, that we're talking about. I originally had a whole other main topic planned, but that's going to be pushed to tomorrow unless something happens where we hear about David Zaslav, like, kicking a dog or something like that. New kind of chop. That's right there, Justin. Good to see you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Super chats are welcome, helps out the pirate ship. I appreciate it. So, anyway, yeah, I mean, talk about craziness. And then it just so happens I was saving the whole Variety interview with Michael Keaton returning as Batman for today, and I was like, well, I'm just going to talk about it today, even though, like, possibly one of the movies that he returns as Batman got the axe. But hey, there's still another one that, of course, we'll talk about. And then, yeah, David F. Sandberg, and then a random topic when it came to Miss Marvel in X-Men. So let's talk about all that. And, yeah, guys, this was pretty crazy when this all happened, I tell you. It was just kind of one of those, wait a minute. I mean, because first off, it was the New York Post that posted it, and it was like, do we believe that? And I went, It was all kind of crazy. And then, of course, I had everybody and their mom, send it to me, which I appreciate that, guys. No, nothing against that. But it's just, man, when I'm going, let me hold on, let me look into this first. It's all just like, boom, boom, tags and DMs and all this stuff. And it's like, it gets pretty crazy. But, I don't mind it. You can keep continuing doing that. It's fine. But it's just like, it's crazy when this stuff kind of happens. And you just kind of go like, what is going on? So, but yeah, we're going to talk about that. Well, I have some theories, and we'll see what happens. We'll see some, and then, of course, I'm going to make fun of all the really bad hot takes on the Twitter timeline when it came to this stuff. My God, there's some really bad takes on there, man, I tell you. And it's like, have we not learned anything? Have we not? I don't know. But we'll get into all that, but let's first get to the tweets. Let's get to these tweets right here. All right, let's see. We're good. All right. That's on. All right, we're good. All right, starting off, I can't wait to see this movie. I'm seeing it Thursday, and I know there's been some interesting things. Over 200 people on the live chat. Come on, people. Let's reach 100 likes. Yes, thank you, Ben, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it. And what he said. But first off, let's hear about, this is kind of cool because Brad Pitt, of course, is starring in the Bullet Train, which I'm looking forward to seeing. And it's directed by David Leitch, who was one of his stunt doubles in Fight Club. So that's what he said on the red carpet last night.
He was my stunt double on Fight Club we met, and he trained me for those fights. And in a way, he's helping me develop the character. And now he's a director with his own voice and own vernacular, and I'm serving him. He's the boss. So there was a beautiful symmetry for two old friends.
That's pretty cool. Beautiful symmetry for two old friends. Gotta love that. It's not an S. In my world, it means hope. Look at this little statue right here of Superman. Pretty awesome stuff. I like it. Oh, do we need Superman right now? And then we have right here Toby's art, Max. But look at this. Look at this poster right here from Stranger Things. It's got all the lyrics from that song, that iconic song, Running Up the Hill, right there. That's pretty cool. Love that art. Love that kind of art. And then you got more art right here. Look at this. Remember yesterday we found out that Samantha Wynn and Ray Fisher are an item? So somebody, of course, turned him into Cyborg, turned her into an Amazonian warrior, because we all know that she was badass in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Pretty good stuff. And Oscar Isaac is us. That's right. Oscar Isaac is us right here. Wanting to kiss Denis Villeneuve, Mr. Denny right here. Of course, we want to kiss him like that, of course, with all the great movies that he's given us. And then this is pretty crazy because over the past weekend, I watched Signs and not realizing that the 20th anniversary is today. So Signs came out 20 years ago today. That's right. First time, yeah. This day in 2002, Signs came out. And I love this movie. And screw everybody who tries to push back against it. I know, the aliens, though. Shut up. You could kind of open up your brain a little bit. Don't just like shit on it. You can open up your brain just a little bit about it. Anyway, but yeah, Signs came out in 2002, 20 years ago today. Isn't that crazy? It was a sign. It was a sign that I watched it over the weekend after watching Notebook. It was like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy to think about, right? Anyways, all right, so we continue on, and I know this is going to make some people mad right here, but James Gunn confirmed today that Peacemaker's place in the wider DC extended universe. Peacemaker is still and will continue to be in the DCU. That's right. Who's that going to, anybody? I know there's some people out there that do not like to hear that, for sure. But at the same time, James, are you trying to like keep your time here at DC? Are you nervous? Are you nervous that your shit might get canceled? I mean, I'm kind of wondering a little bit when it comes to this quote. I'm not saying that, I enjoyed Peacemaker, and I was about the Suicide Squad. It's got enjoyable moments, but I'm kind of wondering, like, this came out today with this quote right here is like, yes, Peacemaker very much in the DCU and will continue to be. Will it, James? Or are you getting a little nervous? Huh? Is the reason why you have that white hair is because you're getting a little nervous? I don't know. Might be. Who knows? I'm just saying. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I mean, supposedly Peacemaker was a hit. It was, I guess, enough of a hit to warrant a season 2, which I am looking forward to. But, man, with this new regime, you just never know. So, hey, it's okay. James Gunn, we'll see what happens. Hopefully you'll be okay. But put that statement out there, my friend. And then this happened today. This movie has been in fucking development hell. The remake or the reboot, or I guess you could say remake. Not really a reboot. I don't think it's going to be a franchise, but the remake for Roadhouse. That's right, Roadhouse. It's going to be starring Jake Gyllenhaal. And speaking of Suicide Squad, what's her name? Miss Daniela, who apparently is going to, it's actually going to happen over on Amazon. I remember Ronda Rousey. They were going to do like a gender swap Roadhouse. She does Roundhouse kicks, and obviously Patrick Swayze did too in the original one. So yeah, this was like in development hell for a little bit, and now it's finally happening. I mean, do we need it? I don't know, but I just remember hearing about this for years. For years, they kept on talking about doing a Roadhouse remake, but apparently it's gonna finally happen over on Amazon. Seems like Amazon has their shit together, right? So hey, you know what? Looking forward to that. I hope Jake Gyllenhaal has been practicing his roundhouse kicks, because that's, Patrick Swayze was popular for his roundhouse kicks, all right? So hopefully Jake Gyllenhaal won't do roundhouse kicks. He'll do like a special punch or something like that. But good on Screen Rant for posting his southpaw image of himself where he was all jacked. So good on him. All right, and then let's see, we got The Haunted Mansion that's coming out from Disney. Apparently Jared Leto and Jamie Lee Curtis have roles in there. Leto is reportedly playing Hatbox Ghost, while Curtis has been cast as Madame Leota? Okay, so it's going to be a star-studded cast. There you go. And then congratulations to the Daniels, Everything Ever All at Once. Apparently that made much of an impact because they just signed a 5-year pact with Universal. So looking forward to more content, more films, I should say, from the Daniels. And then speaking of James Gunn again, he talked about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is a much bigger movie than the other two movies, and it's a much more emotional movie than the other two movies, and it's a longer movie than the other two movies. It's bigger in every way. I'm looking forward to it because this will be the last one when it comes to Guardians of the Galaxy. At least, who knows what's going to happen in the future. I really like the logo. I expressed that a lot, talking about it during the Comic-Con panel over the Comic-Con weekend. But, yeah, I mean, hey, bring it on. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I mean, the first one's better than the second one, but the second one still had some good moments. Definitely some good moments in there. So, looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. And then right here, we got, look at that. Some of the volume, some of the LED stuff, technology happening, utilization for Dune Part 2, possibly. Something right there. That's pretty cool. Greg Fraser posting that shit. And then look at this. We got Prey coming out this week, right? But we got an Alien FX series that's going to be happening. So we have Discussing Film, just like posted this right here, saying Noah Hawley has delivered all of the scripts scripts for his Alien series for FX, which began filming in 2023. Don't know what it's going to be about. I still want to see what Tony Scott was building up to when it came to Prometheus and then of course Alien Covenant. I guess he's going to be involved somewhat in this, so we'll see. Let's reinvigorate these franchises, right? And then this was my first tweet when it came to the whole Batgirl stuff, and then that was my second tweet. And then they even canceled. Warner Bros. Even shelved the animated feature Scoob Holiday Haunt. That's right. They're going to do like another Scoob movie, prequel, I guess, from the Scoob movie that they released. They shelved it. They ain't fucking around, right? More shelved content. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll talk about that. And then, yeah, there's that. And then listen to Ray Porter, folks. It's chaos, be kind. The quote right here from Michelle McNamara. I can't even say her name right. Jesus Christ. You know how bad I am with things. But yes, listen to what Ray Porter's saying. It's chaos, be kind. We all got to be kind, for sure. Yes, and then, yes, guys, this all happened on National Boob Day. Did you guys know it was National Boob Day? It's National Boob Day. We should be talking about boobies. But no, they decided we're going to, cancel Batgirl on National Boob Day. Did Zaslav know this? Hey, what the hell? On National frickin' Boob Day, what are we talking about? And the fact that Sony released Morbius, right? My God, so... apparently it's National Boob Day, so there you go. So there's all that, and all right, so let's get to the main topic here, of course, on hand. Try to get through the tweets quickly as possible. American Pie has teats, what? All right, so first off, I want to see what Ray Fisher just had to say. You guys said that Ray posted, or are you talking about Ray Porter? Okay, here we go. All right, he said, Walter Hamada owes an apology to the participants of the Justice League investigation. So that's all he posted. All right. I was wondering if it had anything to do with this. I think Ray Fisher knows that Walter Hamada, because obviously there's been no mention of Walter Hamada. When was the last time that he got mentioned? Oh, yeah, it was during the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial when he had to, kind of go in there and the corn guys hear the corn. And if you guys hear the horn, I apologize. He usually shows up on the weekends. Why is he showing up on a freaking Tuesday? Send me a piece of that corn for later. He sells corn and stuff like that. He pushes a little cart, and then he constantly does his horn. And I'm glad that he's doing it right now at 6:24 on a Tuesday. Jesus Christ, man. Anyways, that's not going to be distracting for me. My God. If it's not the plumber, it's the corn guy that comes rolling around my apartment complex. Anyways, still good corn. They put all that stuff on it, the chili powder and everything like that. If you haven't had it, do yourself a favor. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. So, So when the New York Post broke the news about Batgirl being full-on canceled, which just sounds crazy, sounds ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? Like, full-on shelved? Isn't it in post-production? What is happening here? And to me, I was like, all right, I'm not going to even tweet that, because it's just kind of funny how, there's been many times where the New York Post posts some ridiculous shit. I mean, I think when it comes to movies, it was like a few weeks ago when they actually said that Johnny Depp was offered $301 million from Disney to return to Pirates of the Caribbean. But it's just kind of funny when it comes to when it's within your fandom or you're against movies. Guess what? You don't care what the publication is. You'll shit on the New York Post 99.9% of the time. But if they post something that you want to happen, guess what? You're going to retweet it, or you're going to be like, what? And you're going to retweet it. I just kind of found that funny. I'm like, a lot of people would actually find a lot of things that the New York Post has posted in the past. But then at the same time, they've been correct with other things at times too. That's what's funny. So, but I just found it funny, people's reaction to that post. And I'm like, whoa. Let's wait a minute here. And then, of course, I got tagged. I got it sent to me. And I'm like, all right, can it come from somewhere other than the New York Post? And then it came from the Wrap. The Wrap was the next one to drop the story as well. And then I went, okay, can it come from somewhere else? Third time's a freaking charm, man. I don't need it to come from the New York Post or the Wrap. It needs to come from somewhere else. Please, let it come from somewhere else. And then it finally started making the rounds. Deadline, Variety, THR, and it's like, all right, then it started going everywhere, and I went, okay, now is when we could talk about this, because the first two I just couldn't do. I just couldn't do that. I had to wait a little bit. But here's the Deadline article right here. Warner Brothers shelves Batgirl with no plans to release theatrically or on HBO Max. Even though Batgirl is in the final stages of post-production, Deadline has confirmed that Warner Brothers and DC Films will not be releasing the movie on any platform, including theatrically. This falls in line with a mandate put down by the new WB regime to cut back on the feature films premiering on the streamer and deciding which films will be released theatrically and which will be shelved, and sources close to the project say word came down this week that Batgirl did not make the cut. Warner Brothers had no comment. The film stars, of course, all that and blah, 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 blah. And then we have Variety right here that posted this. Why Warner Brothers killed Batgirl inside the decision not to release the DC movie. The death of Batgirl. Wow, that is haunting and interesting. On Tuesday sent immediate shockwaves through Hollywood. The film, with a $75 million budget that grew to $90 million. And thank you to whoever that is that just sent that, or was that a subscription? Probably. There you go, subscriber. Thank you. I can't remember the different notifications. Anyways, due to COVID-related overages, had finished shooting months ago and was in test screenings as directors Adil El Arbi and Bilal Falal. Apologize if I said their names wrong. Of course, who did Bad Boys for Life and Miss Marvel. Worked through the post-production process. Star Leslie Grace had been given multiple interviews expressing her enthusiasm for landing the title role and working with co-stars Michael Keaton and J.K. Simmons. And then, of course, Brendan Fraser is there. My God. In other words, nearly finished and already building. Okay, whatever. Several sources note that Batgirl was made under a different regime, and Warner Brothers, headed by Jason Kilar and Ann Sarnoff, and with a plan that was singularly focused. Sorry, I choke on my words sometimes. Building its streaming service, HBO Max. The effort included Kilar's infamous decision to release the studio's entire 2001 blah, blah, blah. We already know this. Even before David Zaslav took the reins of the newly formed Warner Brothers Discovery as CEO this spring, the exec went on a well-publicized listening tour designed to repair the company's relationship with the creative community. Of course, it talks about all that. Batgirl found itself on the bad end of a decision apparently neither big enough to feel worthy of a major theatrical release, nor small enough to be to make sense on an increasingly cutthroat streaming landscape. Spending the money to expand the scope of Batgirl for theaters, plus the $30 million to $50 million needed to market it domestically, and the tens of millions more needed for a global rollout, could have nearly doubled spending on the film. And insiders say that was a non-starter at the company, newly focused on belt tightening and the bottom line. So, of course, talking about David Zaslav not wanting to crack open that wallet, but my God, at least get something out of it, right? Releasing the movie on HBO Max would seem to be the most obvious solution. Instead, the company has shelved Batgirl along with the Scoob sequel. Oh, it's a sequel, not a prequel. And several sources say it will almost certainly take a tax write-down on both films, seen internally as the most financially sound way to recoup the cost, at least on the accountant's ledger. It could justify that by chalking it up to a post-merger change of strategy, right? Strategy. Doing so, however, would mean that Warner Brothers cannot monetize either movie nor HBO Max debut, no sale to another studio. So that means basically that if they do this and do this tax write-down, that means this movie will never get released. It could never get released. But it's all very interesting, because why are you going to fucking do this? Because, all right, well, let's first look at it like this. Look at the online outrage when it comes to all this. Look at all the tweets. Look at all everything. And look at how everybody's responding right now. Obviously, it's all over the place. It's trending on social media. Everybody's like, what the fuck is happening? We're all talking about it. There's going to be streams galore and videos galore when it comes to all this. What does it mean? Why are they doing this? Why would they actually cancel a movie that is almost complete? We are probably going to see a trailer soon. What is all happening when it came to this? Now, like, obviously, when you look at Variety's article, when they talk about that, you know, the business aspect of it all, does it kind of make sense when it comes to, all right, we have the initial budget that is $90 million, which, by the way, is what David Zaslav wants to make future movies that are even DC movies. He wants to keep them around $90 million. He wants to keep it right there. But does that mean production budget, marketing? What does that mean, marketing and global marketing? I don't know. Like I said, who knows what that guy wants when it comes to all this. So it kind of does make sense, because maybe like when it came to test screenings, from what I gathered, they were mainly positive, but then of course I'm seeing people that are talking about that it didn't look that great. The way that it was shot felt like a TV show, and even the fact that Keaton was back, it didn't really make much of an impact as they, I guess, wanted. I don't know. I guess that's what people were talking about from talking to people who saw these test screenings. Maybe they looked at it like that and went, well, shit, this is going to be just nothing. And not to mention, you got to feel bad because Batgirl was supposed to fit in between these big theatrical releases. It was supposed to fit in at the end of this year, where Aquaman 2 was going to be coming out. The Flash was supposed to be coming out in November, which explained why Michael Keaton's Batman was going to be the Batman in Batgirl, and why there was him and J.K. Simmons from the Snyderverse, his Gordon, why that was all going to be the case. It was going to explain that, which was like, okay, that, you know, cool, we were going to get that. But then, of course, things got messed up, and now The Flash is not coming out till July or June or whatever the fuck, June or July. And then, of course, Aquaman's coming out in March. And Batgirl, we had no idea when Batgirl was going to be showing up. Not to mention it takes place during Christmas. So maybe they were just looking at all these aspects and went, Jesus Christ, this is just a shit sandwich. And then I saw, you know, and then people that are saying like, well, you know, Zaslav can easily do it. He can easily cancel this and just throw it on the shelf because, you know, obviously he didn't greenlight this. The regime didn't greenlight this. But what's the backlash going to look like? What's the backlash going to look like when it comes to Warner Brothers Discovery? It's already out there. The narratives are already out there. I mean, it's 2022, guys. It's 2022. You are canceling a movie that has a woman of color, that is Batgirl. Not to mention there's some other stuff within it. Her friend is LGBTQRSTV, you know, she's in there. And then you got two directors that are also of color. And you're canceling this movie right here. That's not going to look good from, you know, the white man that is David Zaslav and Alan Horn. I mean, let's face it. I made that joke when Alan Horn came back and I did my reaction to it. And I think it was Bloomberg that said, like, David Zaslav is hiring too many white men. I'm just saying the optics don't look too good. They don't look too good. And they're already out there. So then, of course, what else is going to get? Is something else going to get shelved? Everybody's looking at Blue Beetle. Obviously, when it comes to Black Adam and Shazam 2, those aren't going to be shelved because we already have trailers. They're already coming out this year. Definitely not going to happen. So those two movies are fine. But is there going to be anything after those movies when it comes to those kind of, you know, sequels or anything like that? Nah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. So thank you, Kat, for the $10 super chat. Keep it going, guys. So I'm just kind of looking at it like that. So the next one that is probably going to, if anything, that we on the chopping block, everybody's looking at Flash, of course. Everybody's looking at Flash because of the whole Ezra Miller thing and everything like that. But I'm here to tell you that would be really stupid if they shelved the Flash. That would be really ridiculous because not to mention there's more money involved in the Flash for sure, and not to mention, I mean, that's the movie that's bringing Michael Keaton back, and it's all crazy, and not to mention there's positive reviews. Yes, the thorn in that side is the whole Ezra Miller stuff, and I'm willing to bet that, of course, Warner Brothers Discovery and probably Alan Horn's already been like handling some stuff, already has an office, already trying to make some decisions. Michael DeLuca, Pamela Abdi, of course, making these decisions, stuff like that. And the thorn in the Flash's side is all the controversy when it comes to Ezra Miller, of course, yes. And it's like, how are you going to sell this movie, and how is that all going to be resolved? That is the next question when it comes to this, but you just can't shelve it. You just can't just throw that movie away. I mean, that budget is not, it's way more than the Batgirl budget. So, and that was supposed to be theatrically released. And again, it was supposed to explain why Batgirl, I don't know. It's all pretty crazy when it comes to that. Obviously, Aquaman 2, isn't this kind of weird? I mean, last week we got the whole Ben Affleck in Aquaman 2 thing, and that, of course, created a lot of hype. And then we got this. I mean, there's been more craziness. DC products have been trending more outside of Comic-Con than at Comic-Con. Just kind of shows you that there is a problem here, for sure. There should have been all kind of buzz coming out of Comic-Con, but there really wasn't. I mean, people enjoyed the trailers, sure, but Jesus Christ. Talk about the next 2 weeks have just been crazy when it comes to news out of what's happening when it comes to DC films. So yeah, the optics are not going to look good, and I know, and people who are saying that The Flash is going to be canceled, that's ridiculous. They're not going to cancel The Flash. There's no way. They're not going to cancel Aquaman 2. There's no way that's going to happen. When it comes to Black Adam, let's face it though, DC Super Pets not doing well at the box office. Guess what, Dwayne Johnson? You don't have what you think you have. I get it. I love the enthusiasm, and I really like Dwayne Johnson. He's a good hype man, but guess what? I talked about this yesterday when I had my little rant about hiring high-level, high-profile actors and celebrities to voice these characters as opposed to just hiring a voice actor who could do better. You're spending all your money on what? And you better believe that Zaslav and crew are going we spent all this money on Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, and these guys right here in this movie. They didn't pull anything in. So you better believe that they're worried about Black Adam as well. If Black Adam probably, and I'm just going into their heads right here, and I know we all hate it that, oh yeah, these movies don't have to make $1 billion. They don't have to make $1 billion. But the sad fact of the matter is that what these guys are looking at? If Black Adam doesn't make $1 billion, there's probably not going to be a Black Adam 2 or any expansion of that universe. Shazam doesn't make $1 billion, there's not going to be a third Shazam. There's just not. And it's probably just going to be, that's it, we're done with that for right now, and then we'll see what happens. Wonder Woman 3, do you guys actually think that's going to happen? I don't know. After Wonder Woman 84, I don't know. That's pretty interesting, because we haven't really heard anything about that. I'm not sure if it's actually going to happen now. I don't know. Is there going to be anything outside of, is there going to be an Aquaman 3? An Aquaman 3, is that going to be happening? There's so many questions out there when it comes to all this. And then, of course, we still have the whole Henry Cavill thing. And then, of course, we have Ben Affleck, that buzz, and they see that buzz. They see the buzz with those two guys. Those two guys, I mean, there's still a lot of heavy buzz around those two, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. And I'm just thinking all right, with everything that's happening and all this stuff, I mean, it almost sounds like they want to hit that reboot button almost. We're like, hey, we're just going to nope, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do this. Should we just hit that reboot button possibly? I don't know. Should we just do that? Or if they get Henry Cavill back, a name back as Superman, build around him, which we've talked about too, is obviously, if they bring Henry Cavill back, yes, it's a brick to the Snyderverse, but they're going to be all right, we had this, we had the origin story, we had his journey, and now we could build to something else. Are they going to do that? I don't know. It's all pretty crazy. But I wanted to bring up this little theory, though. What if, guys, and I mean, I'm probably entirely wrong about this. Entirely wrong about this. I need to hold something. I'm going to hold this guy. I might be entirely wrong about this, but what if Zaslav and crew are just playing 4D chess right now? Okay? What if they are just going, okay, we have this product. We have this little small movie that we're not really thrilled about. Test screening didn't really do that well. The test screenings didn't really do that well, but we have Michael Keaton in there. We have J.K. Simmons, and we have a potential to sell something here, but we don't know exactly how to sell it. All right, well, let's tip the media and say that it's canceled. Let's see what happens when that happens. Tip the media. And just say oh yeah, let's just say that we're going to shelve it and see the reaction to it. Because what is happening right now, of course, is people, I mean, again, it's trending. It's trending like crazy. And now, I mean, I've already seen people that are going to start campaigning to release the Batgirl cut or something like that. I don't know. I've already been seeing that hashtag. So you get a bunch of people riled up. I mean, again, this just goes back to what happened before with the whole release the Snyder Cut campaign. I mean, my God. We started something there, folks. We started something there, and this could be just all right, how do we get more hype for the Batgirl movie? well, let's just kind of tip the media and say that it's canceled. But then again, it's like, how do you announce that it's not canceled? There's again, I'm just spitballing right here. I was just, when I got off work and I was thinking about this whole thing, I'm like, what if Mr. Zaslav is playing a little bit of 4D chess and going like, all right, yeah, put that out. Or even Alan Horn. Could be even Alan Horn. It's like, all right, let's not shelve this movie, but then let's see how people react to a possibility of shelving this movie. And then maybe there'll be enough to be like, all right, yes, don't worry. We're going to put it out there. Don't worry. We're going to put it out there in theaters and see what happens. I don't know. Then again, this is just our little world right here. I mean, the general audience has no idea what is happening, of course. So you have that aspect of it too. But I was just kind of going like, man, what if, like, they just keep this ruse happening right now and it builds up some momentum. I mean, for fuck's sake, when it came to hashtag it's Morbin time, that warranted Sony to re-release Morbius in theaters for some reason. Of course, didn't work out. But I don't know. It almost seems like these studios are trying to really look at where they're licking their fingers and, try to see like, where's the wind blowing here? Where's the wind blowing? I don't know. But anyways, I don't know. I just kind of had that. What if they're doing, because it just seems so ridiculous to cancel a movie that was almost complete. And then the optics do not look good at all. They don't look good at all. None of the optics look good when it comes to canceling this film. And then if you're going to cancel Blue Beetle, if you're waiting on Blue Beetle to see what that assembly cut looks like, let's see what's going on with that. And then you cancel Blue Beetle, optics don't look good again. The optics don't look good. But then again, maybe Zaslav don't give a shit. I don't know. Maybe Alan Horn doesn't give a shit. I don't know. The optics don't look good, but at the same time, it's almost like, man, what is happening here? And then, of course, I know, obviously, the bad takes of like, oh, yeah, and like the people that are celebrating this, the people, that certain side of the fandom that is totally celebrating this or celebrating other filmmakers getting their movie taken away from them. Fuck you. Like, seriously, fuck you. I mean, have we not learned anything from the past? Have we not learned anything from the past 5 years? Okay? I mean, obviously, these two gentlemen who've been working on this movie for the last 2 years, you have Leslie Grace, who was getting a break of a lifetime. They're getting their movie taken away, and you're going to celebrate it? Again, fuck you. That's not what this was all about. Okay? It's not like they're canceling this and then just like, how even the optics will look bad when it comes to that. All right, we're going to cancel this and then we're going to bring Zack Snyder back to do, the rest of the Snyderverse. I'm like, yeah, they're going to cancel these ones, these, projects that have people of color involved, and they're going to bring, Zack in to save everything? I mean, it's just that those optics don't look good either. And then at the same time, I'm like, all right, as much as I want Zack back and I want to see what, the rest of the Snyderverse, man, do I want him back in this mess? Do we want him back in this mess? It's like, Jesus Christ. But at the same time, I'm like, when I'm seeing people celebrate that shit, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Don't. Have we not learned anything from the past 5 years? It's not the way to do things. Not the way to put it out there like you're celebrating this, because two friends who've made films have just, if this is all going to go through, they lost their film. A star who was like totally enthusiastic about being this character and, maybe catching a big break or something like that, lost this movie. You don't celebrate that shit. Not even, Zack being a filmmaker, he would not want anybody's movie taken away from him from a fucking studio. No, please don't do that. Do not celebrate this. It's crazy. And as much as we want the Snyderverse to come back, it's just in this kind of way. Do we want it back in this way? Do we want it back where they're canceling movies that were already filmed and not complete to get it back? Is this how we want it? No, I don't think that's a way that we'd actually want this. And Mattia, if that's the way you want, man, I will lose all. I hope you're joking. I really hope you're joking. And I'm sure you are. Please say you're joking. Yeah, you're joking. Anyways, yeah, so it's all pretty crazy. I don't know. We'll see what happens when it comes to all this. But, yeah. Do we not forget the constant bullying of Zack went through? They made fun of, We don't. Yeah, exactly. We haven't forgot that. So we don't need to be doing the same thing to these people. It's just, I mean, it's not like it's, what did they do? Exactly. What did they do? I'm celebrating FU. Man, see, that's what's the problem with this shit. Those movies not canceled. Yeah. It's postponed. Yeah, I don't think it's fully canceled. Could Black Adam involvement in an Aquaman be what is shelving Batgirl? Could new heads of Warner Brothers be wondering why Ben Affleck's Batman is in any of these movies? I don't know. It's all pretty crazy. Dave, the amount of Justin Coles and Eric Davis of the world saying how other studios are oh yeah, that's another thing too. Thank you, Sinfinity, for bringing that up. I know Justin Coles, he tweeted out that he got a phone call or something from somebody from a studio and said this is unprecedented. And like, this has never been done before. Nothing has. This has never, at all the years of movie making, never has been the case of like something where a movie is almost complete and they fucking shelve it. It's weird, man. Can't be released ever if it's a tax write-off. Yeah, I know. Oh, girl. But yeah, it's just don't blame the actress or anyone involved. Yeah. But I mean, to work on something for 2 years, I mean, the hard work that goes on, and then they get the movie taken away. I mean, yeah, just the people that are celebrating this, because I mean, obviously the people that are celebrating. I mean, if you're celebrating it, I mean, you only want one thing. You don't care about anybody's feelings. That's what's so crazy about this. I mean, as much as I want Zach to come back, I don't want Zach to come back to this mess. I still want him to continue building his universes from the ground up. And then maybe, like, you know, after he's done doing that, maybe when everything's cleaned up over here in this studio and everything's working like a finely tuned, oiled machine, then have him come back. But right now, no. Why that? And not to mention, this is also going to wreak a little bit of havoc for the Ayer cut, too, by the way. I mean, if they're cutting so much stuff right now, cutting budgets and whatever, the Ayer cut, I mean, that's going to be, even though it needs just doesn't need that much, they are pinching every penny. So you're celebrating them, shelving a movie. It's like, do you really think that that they're just going to be like, yeah, we're going to take money and just throw it at a cut that a movie that came out 6 years ago? That's another thing you got to think about too. You got to think about that as well. I mean, we're still going to push on, and there's still more things about the Ayer cut that I want to talk about. We'll talk about on tomorrow's show. Hopefully, if there's not some crazy big news. But yeah, I mean, and we still want to campaign for it 100%. But at the same time, it's like you really got to think about all this logistically. You got to get in the mindset of some of this stuff. So yeah. And then, of course, it kind of makes you wonder too, is like, all right, what's going to be... Let's see, what did you say? Thank you, Renak, for the $2 super chat. I hope they informed cast and crew before this was public. I hope so, too. I heard one of the directors got married over the weekend. Ouch. That's not good. I don't know if that's actually true. I just saw the tweet, and I went, oh, that's no bueno. You get married, and all of a sudden you find out that you lost your movie. Ugh. But, yeah, they should still release the Ayer cut, and I really hope that... maybe this is a ruse to build up some steam for it, and maybe that something will actually come out where they actually respond and be like, no, we're still going to release this movie. We're not going to shelve any of the movies that are in production. We're going to release them, try to get them out there, see if they build some kind of audience, and then we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, obviously, there's not much that's going to be talked about. I mean, now I question if DC fandom is actually going to be a thing this year with this kind of controversy that's been happening. I don't know. It just kind of makes you wonder. We want Henry and, what'd you say? We want Henry and Ben as Batman and Superman, not those D-list actors. Wow. I mean, that's the thing. See, I know. I knew I was going to get people in here that were going to sound like absolute douchebags, but, it just happens. And thank you for the $5 super chat, Ratchet. Can you address the HBO Max is merging with Discovery and what that means for DC or HBO programming? I know that they're going to be cutting more of the. They're going to be cutting more of obviously the scripted stuff because it costs too much, and then Discovery Plus, I guess you could say. I guess is, it's done much better than what HBO Max is doing, and so maybe it's going to merge. I don't know what it could be called, if they're going to still call it HBO Max. I have no idea. I don't know what's going to be, if it's going to be called just Discovery Plus or Discovery Max or Discovery HBO. Hell, just call it the home box office. It's what it essentially is. Don't even call it HBO anymore. Call it the home box office. Just call it that. But it's probably going to merge together because I think Discovery, I don't know, they're looking at the way that that's looking as opposed to HBO Max. I don't know. And when it comes to all this stuff, you're like, yeah, I mean, they still want to fill up the library. They still want to have stuff on there. But of course, they want to release it theatrically as well. None of this day and date shit anymore is going to be happening. So I don't know. They're still going to, I don't know exactly what's going to be happening. Obviously, Thursday, there's going to be the Q2 whatever conference that's going to be happening. I know good old, she was tweeting out stuff today. Yeah, I get that. You know, Chris Wong already put out his video. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Good. You got to get on top of that stuff, man. So, but why would Zach come back to him? I know, exactly. But you can't tell some of these people that. You can't tell some of these people that. They're only thinking about what they want to see. That's what's so sad. And then they're glad that people, all the hard work that they put into a movie got taken away from them. You know, and it's just sad. I just fucking hate that. It's like, come on, can we be better? Can we be better here, folks? Okay? You know? Zach being a fellow filmmaker, he wouldn't want that on anybody. But, you know, but I have to have what I want. And what I want is this, not that. And I'm so happy about this. Jesus Christ. Tell you what. No, that's just the way, that's the way. This is not the way that it should, that if we're going to get the Snyderverse because of this, that's kind of a slimy way of doing it. I don't even think, and Zach would be like, are you kidding me? You canceled movies so then I can come back? Fuck that. He would say that. He wouldn't want to come back after people got their movies canceled while they were in post-production. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. No. It's not right, man. It's not right. Not right. It's definitely not right. Cancel Black Adam. They're not going to cancel Black Adam, but there's not going to be anything more when it comes to Black Adam. I mean, DC Super Pets, it didn't do well. I mean, it underperformed. It really did. And it had Dwayne Johnson's name all over it, and it didn't do well. Dwayne Johnson just doesn't have that pull. He doesn't have that pull that, you know, sadly that we all thought maybe that he had at one point, but he just doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He's a good hype man or whatever. He's going to have to start reconsidering some things if he's not going to be doing any more Fast and Furious movies, and he's not going to be able to do any DC movies. And I don't know, I guess they might be doing another Jumanji movie. Other than that, it's like, dude, you're running out of franchises, man. Sorry to say. I don't know. And it sucks, too, because I enjoyed DC Super Pets. I did. But at the same time, I wish it wasn't Dwayne Johnson voicing Crypto. It's just me. Just me right there. So, yeah, there's probably not going to be, but don't be surprised, guys. Don't be surprised. And everybody who's thinking that they're going to get what they want out of this, don't be surprised if they, again, just decide to hit that reboot button after The Flash. They do that, The Flash becomes like the last little thing, and then they just go, all right, boop, let's just start freaking over. Okay, and anybody who thinks Matt Reeves is safe, he's also not safe. You better believe that Matt Reeves is also not safe. Again, because these guys are thinking way too high, and they're thinking billion, and the Batman didn't, which sucks. It still was profitable and everything like that. But Matt Reeves, if he's going to be doing a second Batman movie, guess what? He's going to have to do it probably with a lesser budget than he had with the first Batman movie. I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Reeves has to do the sequel to the Batman with a less budget, which is usually not the case. Usually you get more of a budget when it comes to the sequel. So Matt Reeves probably not safe either, from what I've gathered, which sucks, because I love that movie, and I want to see what he could do when it comes to the Batverse. But obviously what they are wanting right now, and especially bringing Alan Horn back, and then eventually getting whatever this DC head's going to be, they want a cohesive, like, joined universe, crossovers, and team-ups, and all this kind of stuff. That's just what happens. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Kevon Merrill. Is it possible they put Superman in Black Adam at this point? What about Shazam crossover? Nope. I know. I mean, we all want that, and maybe that's going to boost up that. I mean, we're all waiting to hear that. I mean, obviously with the whole Ben Affleck news, and like I said at the beginning of this whole spiel talking about this, is the fact that Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, I mean, people are they're still in high demand to play these roles for sure. But then of course you still have to, what happens when it comes to everything else? I mean, obviously they could fire Walter Hamada and then apologize to Ray, and hopefully maybe that could do something right there. But then again, it's like, what's happening with Wonder Woman 3? You haven't heard shit from that. Everything's been quiet about that. Is there going to be an Aquaman 3? I don't know. I mean, and then of course the Ezra Miller thing is a problem as well. There's all kinds of things that are happening with this. But I don't know. We just got to kind of wait and see what happens, because part of me thinks that this is just a ruse to get it all trending and get the hype up, because now people are like, because it's fucked up. It's fucked up. No matter how you put it, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, it's fucked up. It's fucked up that they've worked on this project for the past 2 years or so, and it was almost to completion, and then it just gets thrown on the shelf. That's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's not a way that I'd want to get anything back. It's just kind of fucked up. And if they do that with Blue Beetle, it should be fucked up too. Man. Yeah. Hard-working people, man, working on this stuff. Keltrick. Just hard reboot the main universe. I'm sick of hashtags. I'm sick of divided fandom. Sick of the drama. I'm sick of still talking about Zach, who's clearly happy. Just reboot. I mean, you might get your wish if this, I don't know. You might get your wish. We'll see what happens. Ryan, I've heard some people say maybe Batgirl sucks, and maybe it does, but don't kill this at this point. It deserves to have life, and no matter, yes, exactly. Wayne Tech, wasn't Rock's fault. Not many people wanted a silly Talking Pets movie and not insulting the premise. They just weren't reading The Room. The Batman was good, but it goes away. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm not fully blaming The Rock, but the only thing that I was blaming The Rock for was taking so much goddamn money out of the budget. That's the thing. Thank you guys for yeah, I think the Joker movie's fine. Don't worry about that, Ryan. But yeah, I don't fully blame The Rock, but it's just it's like they just sent so much money over to him. It really does feel like everything is getting a reboot. Yeah, I know, DJ. It really does. It's starting to really feel like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we just got to play everything by ear, but we can't just start going, don't start dancing in the streets. Don't think that this is just something that's going to lead to something else. I mean, it could eventually just hit that button, but I guess we'll see. Thank you, new subscriber, Juju's Anime Corner. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I really don't want to have like everything fully rebooted. I was really hoping that they were going to bring Cavill. I want them to bring Cavill back and build what we always say. You got to get Superman's house in order before you expand the universe. So get Superman's house in order first. And I want Cavill to come back. And does that mean that that the whole thing gets rebooted? No, it would mean like there's still a chunk there. You still have backstory there, and then build off of him. You can even, obviously they have to do something about other characters. You better believe that Green Lantern series is not fucking happening. That thing's definitely shelved for sure. That is not happening. Because that movie, that series and movie would have been fucking 3 times as much as Blue Beetle and Batgirl put together, probably. I don't know. I'm over-exaggerating, of course. But, yeah, you better believe that stuff's not definitely happening. But let's move on to the next topic, which I know is, Michael Keaton. Now that it seems like one of his Batman appearances might be taken away from us here, but apparently, he was in it not all that much, of course, and it wasn't really even like what we kind of feared. Apparently, it's not gonna. I don't think it was actually gonna be like a Batgirl Beyond scenario. If anything, they should give him a Batman Beyond fucking movie. That's for damn sure. But we have this article right here. This came over the weekend, or actually Monday, where Variety was talking about why Michael Keaton hasn't watched any Batman movies through the years, and then, of course, why coming back as Batman. So the last time Michael Keaton put on the Batman suit was in 1992 for the Batman sequel, Batman Returns. Now, 30 years later, he's returning as the Caped Crusader for The Flash, something he said he'd never do unless there was a real reason to do so. It turns out the reason is not a complicated one. It seemed fun. I was curious what it would be like after this many years. Not so much me doing it, obviously, some of that, but I was just curious about it. Weirdly, socially, this whole thing is gigantic. They have this entirely own they have their entirely own world. So I like to look at it as an outsider thinking, holy moly. That's right, guys. He said, holy moly. I know people don't believe this, but I've never seen an entire version of any of those movies, any Marvel movie, any other. So he's talking about Marvel and even Batman movies. I don't say that. I don't watch that because I'm highbrow. Trust me. That's not, it's not that, he explains. It's just that there's very little things I watch. I start watching something and I think it is great, and I watched 3 episodes, but I have other shit to do. I love how he said, holy moly, but then he says, I have other shit to do. He notes of the Flash movie, the writing was actually really good. So I thought, why not? It's cool to drop in, and I'm curious to see if I can pull it off. But without watching the many Batman universe films that have come out over the last 30 years, there was some confusion, he admits, when we remind him of just how much Batman and Bruce Wayne has changed through the years. He briefly pauses and smirks before responding, not mine. That's right, not mine. So there you go. Michael Keaton talking about that. And then it's just like, wow. Yeesh. That's another thing, too. It's like, I know people, there's a hate train that happens when it comes to Michael Keaton's Batman. And, you know, the people that kept on saying, like, oh, yeah, he's going to be the new Batman in the DCU. Now, he was going to be the new Batman in this crazy multiverse story. That's it. He wasn't going to be the Batman in the DCU because Ben Affleck was still going to be the Batman in the DCU. This Snyderverse, whatever the fuck. But then, of course, it was going to change timelines and go to this weird other timeline with this multiverse concept, and then you're gonna have Michael Keaton as the old man of that. But he wasn't gonna be in like 10 fucking films. My God, when people kept on talking about that, I was like, Jesus Christ, do you guys not understand the concept of what they're trying to do here? Maybe it's because I don't know. I kind of understood it and talked to actual people that were making the film. But people couldn't seem to like not really want to understand that concept because it's Batfleck or nothing. But it's like, all right, so what's gonna happen when they? All right, I don't know. I'm not gonna. But anyways, so Michael Keaton. Of course, I'm wearing the '89 Batman logo. But you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what Michael Keaton does. It was a little confusing of like, okay, how is Batgirl gonna work? But obviously, the Flash was gonna explain that. And as far as I could tell, they're still going to be, of course, releasing the Flash because they spent a lot of money on that one. So, all right, then we got David F. Sandberg. All right, David F. Sandberg, which you know, anybody who, of course, hates on him, you can kindly leave if you want to, because I know you. Even though he's like the nicest guy in the world and he's a talented filmmaker, I know he's not making the stuff that you guys want to see, so it's fine. But he made this video right here, and I'm not going to watch the whole thing. Go to Pony Smasher, his YouTube channel, and watch it. It's called Going to Comic-Con as an Introvert Filmmaker. And what I liked about this video right here is, you know, I mean, as much as when you're working in entertainment, it's like, yeah, as much as you have to be an extrovert, obviously, you got to be out there and talking and whatever. You know, let's face it. Sometimes you're a little introvert. I at times feel very introvert. I mean, for the most part, I'm extrovert. I will always gladly talk to people. Obviously, I do this, you know, but obviously this is in the comfort of my own home. I'm just looking at a camera right now and seeing scrolling stuff. But, you know, there's always those times where you just kind of go, yeah, I just kind of want to stay home. Just want to stay home and watch something, sit down and just relax and just stay inside and whatever the fuck. You know, we all kind of feel like that. Thank you, William. While in feel awful, you need to slow down when you're typing there, William. For the filmmaker, Zaslav should be forced to go forward with anyone else's vision when he paid $46 billion. Yeah, I mean, you got a point there. You definitely got a point. So thank you for that. But no, this video right here was actually, I suggest anybody see it because it just kind of shows you the madness of doing press, especially at a Comic-Con, and he kind of talks about that.
Publicity.
Yeah.
After last time I was at Comic-Con, I read comments online asking, is David depressed? He looks depressed. And yeah, sometimes I am. But also when I'm next to people like Zachary Levi and Jack Dylan Grazer, who are very outgoing and spontaneous and funny, I can probably look a bit depressed in comparison. So after last Comic-Con, I was sent to a publicity coach. I had to see
Publicity
this woman a
coach.
few times who taught me a bunch of stuff. On the one hand, it was like, I know how I'm supposed to be. It's just not me. But it was an interesting experience.
Very interesting. So then, of course, he talks about the whole thing right there, and then, he documented the whole thing, which is great.
Questions that we can't answer. Come on.
Of course, you want to see reactions to the trailer right away. So as you're going between interviews and photo shoots, you're constantly on your phone checking comments and Twitter and Reddit to see what people are saying. I love talking movies and filmmaking.
This right
but
here.
Doing press for a movie is a different thing.
Yeah.
Nobody has seen the movie yet, and you're just supposed to make people want to see it.
Hey, we know that bald head. This is why when I jumped onto when I actually did the whole press junket thing for Mortal Kombat. This is why I decided I'm not gonna do that anymore because it's not fun. See, I like what David F. Sandberg has to say right there. He likes to talk about movies, and he would like to talk about his movie with people that have seen it and break it down. Remember what happened after Army of the Dead came out? Who showed up on the vodka stream, but other than the man himself who made it, Zack Snyder, and we talked about his movie. We talked about it. He stayed for over 2 hours because guess what? It wasn't him sitting in a chair talking about the movie and talking up about the movie for people who have not seen it. He was talking with fans about his movie. And I can guarantee you a lot of filmmakers probably feel the same way. This is what I like about my platform with the vodka stream. It's like, come on and let's talk about let's talk about the work you're on right now and everything. So that's, I really, when he talked about that, I have a hot take that nobody is going to agree with. Shared universes have created vile and disgusting fan bases and has become stale. Days were so much better when the stuff stayed in their own worlds. There's a hot take right there. That's just me, though. Thank you for the super chats there, Ryan. I get it. I definitely get it. But so back to this. So I really like that. And then there's another thing I wanted to mention right here that I wanted to point out because when it comes to what's happening when it comes to Black Adam, Shazam.
What it sounds like a long line of people from various outlets, and you go down the line talking
this right
to them
here.
one by one. Half the time, I have no idea what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm just letting my mouth run. Sometimes I'll start answering a question, forget what the question was halfway through, and then just try to say something that sounds okay. Sometimes I'll read quotes of what I said afterwards
right
and
there.
be like...
Right there. So if we're wondering if David F. Sandberg has ever even talked to The Rock or anything like that, closest I've ever been to The Rock. Still haven't talked to him. Again, what are we doing here? Black Adam is the arch nemesis to Shazam. So the second Shazam movie that's coming out, the director has yet to even talk to Dwayne Johnson? What the shit? What is happening? What are we doing here? I don't get it. Hey, it's ridiculous. That's what I'm like, what? I mean, how are you going to do that? I mean, we're all thinking that there should be some kind of, I was saying it time and time again. I was like, you have the two movies that are within 2 months of each other. Why is there not a marketing plan to have a joint little marketing thing? Doesn't seem like that's the case if the director directing the second movie has not talked to the star of the villain movie. That doesn't make sense. Ugh.
Afterwards and be like, I said that?
Yeah.
And maybe you've seen those compilations of celebrities saying the same quote over and over again.
Same
during
quote
a press
over and
tour.
over again.
That just sort of too silly. Put on this fun hat and do a dance for social media.
So then it continues.
No,
No.
I'm not going to do that.
Don't
That's
do
just
that.
going to be awkward for everyone.
Yes.
Whose first IMDb credit is boy?
Talking about all that. God, it's got to be draining. And he even talks about
and
that.
Rest my brain.
So he talks about this too, where it's like you just got to take a break from all this. Which I can understand. I mean, my God. Look at that. It's constant. Especially as a director. Just drained. And then, of course, he talks about how tired he is. But, of course, he goes to a party late at, a little party for Entertainment Weekly or something like that. And he's got to be there. And just being an introvert. He's not a drinker, not all that stuff. But it's just, This is why I love David F. Sandberg, you know? I just like, he seems like one of the nicest guys ever. He's a talented filmmaker. I enjoyed Shazam. I enjoyed Annabelle. What was the other movie? God damn, I can't remember what the other movie is. Mama? I can't remember. Anyways, good horror director. And then, of course, you know, looking forward to Shazam right here. But anyways, that's why I wanted to, like, go over that, because it's just kind of cool to see, like, hey, something through the eyes. Lights Out. Lights Out. Thank you. That's what it was. I don't know why I was thinking of a totally different title right there. But no, the guy's talented, and it just goes to show you right here. And then he even says, like, in this video as well, it's like when it comes to the press tour, that's even more exhausting because you're traveling all over the place. And yeah, it just must get really tiring and draining just to do all that. So, but man, I tell you what, I mean, what is happening when it comes to Black Adam and Shazam? Nothing, apparently. Ryan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Warner Brothers, The Rock have more of a plan for Black Adam to fight Superman, over actually fighting Shazam. And it's like, I have no problems with Black Adam fighting Superman, but can we have also, maybe there could be a three-way? I know. A three-way with Superman, Shazam, and Black Adam? Oh. No, I'm just kidding. Wow. I got a little gross right there, and I apologize. Not really. But, yeah. I'm okay with Superman, but let's get some Shazam in there too. Huh? Maybe? Okay. And then lastly, to go over to the other world that has their shit together, I guess. But they don't know how to exactly bring in the X-Men. Now, spoilers already if you haven't watched Ms. Marvel. It's been a little bit. But yes, it was revealed that she has a mutation in her, and that's how they're kind of like setting the foundation that she is a mutant. But apparently there was going to be something else that happened too, because there was some concept art at the Avenger Con that was going to have this image. Oops. It's going to have this image right here. Boop, like that. Somebody dressed up as Cyclops. So they had this concept of possibly introducing the X-Men in Ms. Marvel's universe, as opposed to just her having a mutation, is the fact that there was going to be some cosplayer that was going to be taking a picture dressed up as Cyclops. Now, it probably wouldn't have made sense, so I could see why they scrapped it. But, but it's just amazing how many times that we're like, when are we going to get the X-Men? When are we going to get mutants? What's going to happen? When are they going to introduce it? What are we doing? But of course, I think there's some legal shit, some logistics where they can't exactly do that because there's legacy contracts that happen with other studios, with Fox. I don't know, but they own Fox. I don't know. I remember there was something else too. What the hell happened to the background? There we go. The background got a little messed up. The background was like paused from the Naked Gun thing. That's pretty funny. I don't know. But anyway, so there was that. So there was almost like some cosplaying X-Men costumes in Ms. Marvel. All right, let's go ahead and get to the Twitter questions. Okay, let's see what we got here. Man, there's going to be a lot of these today. All right, Eric. Dave, I got to say, it really looks to me like the Batgirl situation points to a change of the Flash ending. I predict the reshoots are going to remove the whole Flash creates a new timeline, hence a no Batgirl film with Keaton, Simmons as Gordon flashbacks. What say you? If that means wiping out an entire film, I honestly don't want that. I just don't. Yeah, thank you, Scott. I did read that. Claytalian, do you think it's possible, especially if they get some kind of tax write-off for Batgirl, that they replace Ezra in The Flash, hence the delay, and or repurpose the film into a crisis-type event? Maybe add Cavill's Superman and more Batfleck? I mean, again, guys, it just sounds like it's going to be a Frankenstein's monster of a movie. I mean, it's just going to be a fucking mess. That's the thing. As much as I want more Snyderverse stuff and more Batfleck and some Henry Cavill Superman, it's just like you're going to take somebody's already completed vision and repurpose it. I mean, it's not going to work out. We've been through this song and dance before. It's just going to be a fucking mess. That's why I can't see that happening. And then redoing it and taking Ezra out, I don't know how you're going to be able to do that. Zed, Heed the words of Stephen Colbert. Colbert? Which one are you talking about? I don't know if you're talking about the late night show host or my buddy with the really, really long beard. Keaton may never appear in a DCEU movie. Yeah, that would be some shit if that happened. Mr. Laugh Now, Cry Later, Darren, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the budget for the Batman $100 million until COVID happened and it caused it to go up to $200 million? Yeah, it got inflated too. All the budgets got inflated. And now Zaslav is trying to get that money back. It's like, I don't know, go fucking ask the virus to give you the money back. Lane, Zaslav just showed everyone that anything can happen moving forward. So let's stop with the behind the scenes all-knowing circus and buckle up for a brighter DC Films future. I can get with this. Because it's not like we know, it's not like I know. I hear things, of course, and I'll relay it to you guys, but I don't know what's happening. But at the same time, I'm just not liking the fact that of us celebrating a canceling of a fucking film. But I'm still wondering, where was the energy when Zach got axed back? I don't like that, though. Okay, Lane? I don't like that whole, where was this energy then? It was a whole different thing then. And guess what? We still won, and we still got the energy back, and Zach is doing better than ever, okay? Understandable. I was there back then, too. And, of course, defending the absolute shit out of Zack Snyder because he's one of my all-time favorite directors, sure. But at the same time, if we're going to do that thing where it's like, where was this energy there? It's like, okay, yes, it wasn't quite there like it is now. But guess what? We don't want the same thing. We don't want history to repeat itself. So let's not do that. Let's not look at it that way. Dan Murrell. Anyone following the WB Discovery merger shouldn't be shocked by this. This is textbook corporate maneuvering. Now, David Zaslav doesn't either take the blame for a poorly received film or see credit for a good one go to the previous regime. But he still gets the label of canceling the movie, and in this society of the way that everything, that we look at things, it's not going to look good. It's still not going to look good. What else did he say? This merger has been cutthroat since day one and will continue to be. I actually wouldn't be shocked if there was some restoration of Snyder versus Universe, Cavill or more. Yes, that's what we want, is Cavill to at least come back. To make Zaslav look like the savior of the DC Universe, corporate mergers are ego-driven and always have been. Absolutely. Scott, odds of WB doing what they should have done in the first place and giving Keaton Batman Beyond his safe face. Yeah, they should have. They definitely should have. That's what I wanted. Ollie, I think they averted a Green Lantern situation where the brand is dead for a decade post-release. Birds of Prey writer wrote this too and lost money, $200 million. But Put Leslie and Sasha in Batman and Man of Steel 2 and spin off properly and make good money. You think Alan Horn had no say in this? Oh, I think Alan Horn had some say in this. I think he's already been saying some stuff. So, but I do like your idea. At least give Leslie Grace and Sasha, maybe a second chance. But Sasha's still going to be coming up in her stuff. So. In the current state of Warner Brothers Discovery, being the most hated studio by fans and creatives alike, deleting 30 minutes of BVS, right? EVM, do you think Blue Beetle could be canceled as well? Yes, I do. It might be in trouble. CK, if the budget for Super Pets was $90 million, then why does it look way more cheaper than its proposed budget? Because most of the money went to Dwayne Johnson. Any new Ayer news? Tomorrow we're going to talk some Ayer cut. T.O., do you think Ben will be making his Batman film and using Batgirl? Maybe that's why they canceled this film and put more Batfleck in Aquaman. From what I gathered, he still hasn't decided to make his Bat film. He's making that Jordan's film. Marvel Maniac, so how's your day been? It's actually been relatively okay for the most part. Could this be the beginning of even more axes and cancellations? I'm thinking there may be more on the way. There shouldn't be when it comes to stuff that's already completed. Steve, do you think The Flash will get axed as well? No, I don't think it will be. I gotta say, it really looks like to me that the Batgirl situation points to change. Oh yeah, we already read that. Mike, yep, there's no doubt in my mind the Flash is not coming out. Really? Regardless of whether or not the allegations against Miller are true or false, it's too risky for Warner Brothers to release that film with them in such a huge capacity. Sucks for Keaton. Maybe they'll give him Beyond as a sorry. I don't know if he actually would want to sign on for another movie after getting 2 movies canceled. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. No, I don't think they're going to cancel The Flash. I do not really. Yeah. Burt's. Dave, $70 million down the drain. Meanwhile, Green Lantern and Justice League Dark characters are nowhere to be seen. Thoughts? Yeah, those aren't happening. Ronak, if the rumors are true, and it's huge, if this movie is bad, I am glad that they just canceled it instead of becoming like Morbius. This DC drama is better than Marvel Phase 4. Wow, better than Marvel Phase 4. Okay. Andrew Nathan. So, Dave, does WBD recut The Flash and replace more of Keaton's scenes with Ben? No. It would go against the concept of multiverse. Hey, guys. Is there a light? Hopefully. There'll be a little bit of a light at the end of this tunnel, this crazy little transition. Joy of cinema. What would this affect the Suicide Squad and the Batman spinoffs? Yes. I don't even think we're going to get any more Suicide Squad spinoffs, to be honest. And that'll make some people happy. Andrew Casali, I'm a huge fan of Tim Burton's 1989 Batman, and I feel that like what's going on with Batgirl and maybe The Flash is wasting Michael Keaton's talents, who is a great Batman, in my opinion. I agree. And if this keeps up, we'll never work with Warner Bros. Ever again. This was like what happened after Batman Returns. Yeah. And hopefully it doesn't. And one other thing, guys. One other thing that we that people might not be thinking about. If Warner Brothers Discovery is just going to cancel someone's movie when it's almost complete, do you think other fucking filmmakers are going to want to come back and make movies when they know that that's out there? You ever think about that? Think Christopher Nolan's going to come back thinking that, oh man, if I spend too much budget or the movie's not getting enough hype, they might just fucking put it on the shelf after I've worked on it for 2.5 years. You think people, you think other movie directors are looking at this news and being like, well, shit, that's another thing. Going back to the whole, like, what does this look like with David Zaslav in Warner Brothers Discovery? It's like, okay, it's going to make it where people might not want to come back and make some films. So that's what's kind of weird, too. It's like the image this puts out there is a little strange. It's a little strange. You don't want to set that, you really don't want to set that precedent right there, so that's another thing that people aren't considering is if Warner Brothers Discovery, if Zaslav becomes like that guy who will just axe a movie post-production, I don't think anybody's going to want to actually make movies, it's just, that's the thing that you got to think about too, man, I tell you. There's a lot of things to consider. But at the same time, this all could be a ruse, guys. It could all be a ruse, and maybe they're just trying to build up some hype and try to use the drama that they have, because like some people have said, some of this drama is even more, it's even more tasteful than, it's got a better taste than what Marvel is doing with Phase 5 and 6. It's like, yes, we get it. There's 7 more Avengers movies coming out. But have you seen the drama that's happening over at DC? Maybe that's something right there, too. Maybe they're utilizing that, playing a little bit of 4D chess. I don't know. We have to be patient. More's definitely going to be coming. But right now, don't celebrate filmmakers losing their movie. Don't celebrate a star, a possibly rising star losing her movie. Don't celebrate that, okay? Don't celebrate it. But hey, at the same time, we could just be like, okay, at least something is happening over there, or maybe there could be some light at this crazy little tunnel, because it was seeming like light was we were starting to see some light. There's a little glimmer, a little sparkle, and then now it's kind of going like, what the fuck is happening? It's all crazy, but let's be, I really hope that we get to still see this movie. I really do. I think every filmmaker deserves to get their stuff out, and then everybody watches it, and then we judge for ourselves. I don't like this whole thing of studios going, oh, that sucks. Get rid of it. I really hope that that's the case. Anyways. All right, guys. Smash that like, thumbs up. I'm not going to do a post-show members-only stream because this stream has gone on for a long time. We'll do it tomorrow, so if you want to join that, hit the join button, become a member, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for the new subscribers that I saw chiming in right there. Thank you to the super chats, everything, guys. It's been great. And then, of course, smash that like, thumbs up before you leave. And yeah, we'll be talking about this, of course, for the rest of the week for sure. It's going to be crazy to see what happens tomorrow, but let's keep our heads up because it is pretty nutty. But yeah, do all that. Follow me on the sock meds, everything that's around me, the Patreon. And when I hear stuff from my buddy who works in the industry, I try to like relay it a little bit, unless he tells me not to say anything, of course. But you know, then I'll try to relay as much stuff on there. So join the Patreon if you want to get some posts about stuff that's happening. All right, guys. Love ya. See you tomorrow. Same Junkee time, same Junkee channel. Talk to you later.